regard.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, playing with confidence. I think they were 2 of something on third down. I think they had 2 first downs in the second half. So they were outstanding.
Coach, to your left, you mentioned the run game there. Did you see signs that they were close to popping before that?
Yeah, look, and we've got to look closely at what we're doing, and as coaches, look closely at what our strengths are. But man, it was good to finally be a little bit more efficient in the second half than in the first half.
Hi, Sean. Can you take us that 4th and 8 play late in the game? What was the thinking on going for it there?
So you ready? We had plenty of time to think about it. We're playing great defense. Kick block, is a scoop, and it's one thing. It's a 54-yard field goal. I don't think we're going to punt it, and I felt strongly, I had to play, and we knew they would be in a cover 0 look. I want to see the protection, and we got the look we were expecting. We'll see the film, but I've got plenty of confidence in the distance relative to the kick. But the way we're playing defensively, you have to look at, the quickest way for them to take the ball 64 yards would be, a scoop and score, and I didn't want that to happen. So we had a lot of time to think about it. I felt real good about a call. And when you have a call you like, we just we're close.
Yeah, Sean, could you just sum up Bo's performance today?
Well, we won. That's the first thing. I thought, I thought he hung in there. He battled, made some critical plays for us in the second half. And so obviously he'll be disappointed with the turnovers, but it was a gutsy performance, and we got and it's pretty usual week 1, a lot of different looks maybe that you hadn't seen normally or scouted normally for relative to their coverages. But overall his job is to lead us to scores. I thought he played real well in the second half, and we won the game.
To start the second half as well.
All right, we'll bring back Herman Edwards to talk about this. So he doesn't paint a particularly rosy picture. I know a win is a win is a win, Herman, but he wasn't all smiles there in the postgame. What did you see out of Denver in this one?
They were sloppy on offense, and he knows it. Sean Payton is an expert as far as an offensive coach. His offense was not very good today. Turned the ball over 4 times. David, when you turn the ball over 4 times, the likelihood of you winning the game is very, very slim. Now, what they do have, they have one of the best defenses in the National Football League. That kept them in the game, along with playing against a young quarterback, right? All those things matter today. But they know they cannot allow this to continue to happen. They cannot beat the Chiefs playing like this. They won't beat the Chargers playing like this. They got to clean it up on offense.
All right, Bo Nix, listen, a pleasant surprise last year. Threw a couple picks in this game. Broncos were a playoff team last year, which not a lot of people saw. And who knows what's going to happen with this team. But obviously, Sean Payton not thrilled, but he'll take the win as they move along. All right, Herman, stay right there. Let's get to 49ers and Seahawks. And yes, Christian McCaffrey would play in this game. He's been dealing with calf issues this week, but he's out there. And Purdy finds George Kittle for the touchdown, although Kittle would later leave due to a hamstring injury. And that would put another tight end in the spotlight, and he would come up big. Brock Purdy scrambling, 3rd down. Jake Tonjes, that ball looked like it was going to be picked. Purdy threw a couple interceptions in this game, and Tonjes steps in front of the defender and makes the play, and that was the difference as the 49ers beat the Seahawks 17-13. It's the first time the Niners win a game where Purdy threw multiple interceptions. Entering the day, the Niners were 0-6 in that scenario. Luckily for Purdy, the defense stepped up when it mattered most. They get a win in Seattle. Here's Kyle Shanahan.
All right, guys. Injuries from the game. George Kittle had a hamstring, didn't return. Juwan Jennings, shoulder, same thing. Samo got evaluated for concussion, but he ended up returning. Go ahead. No, I mean, we got to get the MRIs and everything tomorrow to find out.
Trent was out for a little bit as well, Trent Williams.
But he came back. He was good.
Ankle or
They didn't tell me.
You got a good look at that deep ball to Pearsall. He seemed to vary his speed, and that kind of allowed him to get open. Is that, part of that route, or is that him improvising? What did you see on that play?
It was a double move. We ran it earlier in the I want to say maybe the second, third down of the game. And then we just came back with a double move on it. Ran a real good route, and Brock threw a good ball. Must have had good protection on the play because it takes a while to do.
On the touchdown there, Brock, is that just a regular scramble kind of drill? And
Yeah, that was just breaking out. I mean, I was looking to the left on the play that we were calling, and they weren't there.
Salah's back now. They feel very confident as a defensive football team. They play a division opponent, hold them to 13 points. When you hold somebody to 13 points, you should win. And they found a way to win. Hey, it's a division opponent. They're 1-0. They're in first place. They feel good about that.
What do you think of Sam Bradford's debut out there in Seattle?
Well, you know what? It was interesting because Sam Bradford's a guy that when he got the ball at the end, you felt like, oh, maybe he can do it, right? But you got to give credit to the 49er defense. I think that he played well, but here again, not good enough when he had the ball, because this is what you have to do. When you have the ball and you're Sam Bradford at the end, Sam Darnold, excuse me,
So
you
by
got to
mistake,
find a way
Herman.
to win.
That's me. I got you going on
Yeah.
Sam Bradford and Sam Darnold.
That's both of us. Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they got the
That's all
ball
right.
inside the red zone late, and then there was a strip sack, and Darnold turned it over, and that was the game. Just a very well-played game defensively on both sides as the Niners prevail on the road in that one. All right, let's move it along as we keep it going, and we got the Texans and the Rams in this one. Last minute of the first half, Rams down 6, 4th and goal. Little flip to Kyron Williams. He's got a nose for the end zone, backpedals his way in, and the Rams take the 7-6 lead. Not a lot of offense in this game either. Texans kick a field goal. They're up 9-7, early third. There's Stafford finding Davis Allen in the corner for the touchdown. Rams up 14-9. And then C.J. Stroud for Dare Ogunbowale. But look at the punch out by Nate Landman. Got in there with the right hand, the Peanut Tillman move, punched it out. Rams recover and hold on and win this one 14-9. And Stafford just kept tossing the ball Puka Nakua's way. 11 targets, 10 catches. Nakua, 2,500 yards in his career now, doing so in just 29 games. That ties Jamar Chase, by the way, for the third fastest player to do it. Only OBJ and Justin Jefferson did it faster. Matthew Stafford, by the way, went over 60,000 yards. Let's hear from him live on SportsCenter.
It was great. I don't take don't take it for granted. I love being out there with those guys. I love getting to work with them, and just happy that I was able to kind of get through what was going on, and a lot of support from a lot of people, teammates, coaches, trainers, everybody, family. A lot of appreciation goes to those people for helping me and put a bunch of work in. I was able to get back to this point, and just happy to do it. I love being out there. I love playing. NFL football is hard. That's a really good football team we played. I think we had 21 to 28 points probably out there if we don't have a couple things where we hurt ourselves, and which is great. You got to learn from stuff, find ways to win games in September, and we were able to do that today. Unbelievable effort by our defense. Can't say enough about it. Timely. Landman making that punch out was so cool. So just happy to be, where I'm standing right now.
How do you describe, Matthew, what you saw from Puka, where he leaves, he's getting stitches, and then to come back and have that type of game?
Yeah, he's a special player. He's a special person on our team. His game comes to life on Sundays. He goes out there in practice, and he's working, he's doing all the stuff, he's making plays and all that. But when it becomes tackle football, is when Puka Nakua's game comes to life, and we're blessed to have him as a player, but as a person too, and as a competitor. Just the person that he is day in and day out, and then what we get to go out there and battle with on Sundays, man, it's special. And I think everybody in our locker room, I know everybody in our locker room really appreciates him. And today's just, it's going to be another one of those stories in probably a really long, successful career of, remember the time, opening day, I had to do this, that, and the other to get back out there. And make some big plays, seal the game, at the end of it. So just happy for him, proud of him, and just love getting to go to work with him.
Remember the time
Matthew Stafford, #1 overall pick in 2009. Let's get to this year's #1 overall pick. Cam Ward, rough afternoon in Denver as his Titans lose. That's new on SportsCenter. Let's hear from Cam.
Well, we didn't score a touchdown. That's really the biggest frustration. Shooting ourselves in the foot, just staying in long situations, which we can't stay with. At the end of the day, we just got to continue to get better. That's only game one. We got a long road ahead of us. We got 60 more to try to go get a win.
What would you say the biggest lesson you learned from this start on the defense?
Just got to be better situationally, knowing when, we on the edge of field goal range, not taking a bad sack, just getting the ball out, and whether that's dirting it or having to get out the pocket to throw it away. So just being better situationally. I would say just whether it was checking something or just to get the ball out, I would say just throwing guys open more, giving the chance for my receivers to make a play. Then it also comes down to everybody on the offense doing the job, everyone 11. So we just got to continue to grow together. It's the first game. We're not really tripping, too much on it, but we know we all got stuff to clean up, including myself. So, we're ready for next week.
There's two sacks that you took at the end of the fourth quarter that put you guys out of field goal range. After you take the first one, do you think, all right, this happened and it can't happen again? I know everything's so fast, but what are you thinking, I guess, during the second one that ended up pushing you guys out?
As soon as you take the first one, it goes to your mind. You can't take a second one. But at the end of the day, you're going through the play call. I can't control a lot of stuff, but I can't control the protections and getting the ball to my receivers. So, I just try to do my job and help leading this offense, scoring touchdowns. So it's just something that, we're a young group. We got to keep playing. We can't have no excuses. But at the end of the day, we took a loss today. So, we got to watch the film, learn from it, and try to win next week.
Move along. Dolphins and Colts in Indianapolis. Daniel Jones beat out Anthony Richardson in camp, and he had himself a nice game, got to say. Jones looking for Michael Pittman. The Daniel Jones era in Indy has begun. Jones also ran for a couple touchdowns. Colts up 10-0 at that point. It's 20-0 in the third. Miserable day for Tua. Picked twice, also fumbled. Threw for just 114 yards. The Colts had lost 11 straight openers, but they rout the Dolphins in this one. 33-8 is your final. Tyreek Hill not mincing any words after the game.
I feel like we will get better at that. This was a big, kick in the, for us. So I feel like next week we'll be better.
I would say this was a lack of a lot of things today. I can speak more so on the offensive side as we were trying to get things started, get things rolling. That's just not how you start the game. Interception, we come back out the next drive, turn the ball over with a strip sack. Next drive, we just can't get anything going. So, how do you build off of that is what we're looking forward to.
I think it was a group effort of failure, starting with communication, and the communication was wrong for the entire side of the field. So it was a trickle-down effect.
Yeah, I think gained some confidence from it, and like I said, I think the best teams can improve when they win, and see what we still could have done better, and opportunities we missed, or things that weren't as sharp as they should have been, and grow from that. So I think we have a mature team and guys who understand that mindset, but can definitely build some confidence from this win.
All right, so the Colts, Daniel Jones. What a day for Danny Dimes. Leads Indy to points in all 7 of their drives, making them the only team since 1978 to score on every single possession of the game. Jones also becomes the only player in Colts history with 250 passing yards and 3 total touchdowns in one's team debut. Cardinals and Saints in New Orleans. Kyler Murray. His guys down 7-3, second and goal. Marvin Harrison Jr.